You know, I thought you had some brains, but you proved me wrong. You always manage to shock me.
Ugh, just please save your usual lectures. I don't want to listen to them.
You are just unbelievable. You failed to get into the medical department again. What a disgrace. You should be sorry for yourself. What am I supposed to tell the neighbors? You know, I've been bragging about you applying and everything.
Well, you don't have to tell them anything. It's not like they're that curious about my life. My failing to get in is all my fault, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you, Mom. Just leave me alone and let me deal with it. I'm trying to think about my alternatives. Maybe I should start thinking about a different career for myself.
I don't want to hear any of your reasons, young lady. You have no clue how much you've disappointed me, how much you've disappointed yourself.
What do you mean, reasons? That wasn't my goal at all. I'm being honest here.
You failed twice. Twice! You are such a letdown. I have no faith in you.
You don't have to keep repeating things like that. It's not like I didn't give it my all. I'm really sad about this myself. You're my mom. Aren't you supposed to support me in times like this? Why are you being so harsh?
What? Are you just content moping around because of your own inability? Get over it. You're a failure and bring nothing but dishonor to this family. I wish I could find one thing to be proud of you for, but there's not a single thing. Why are you even the one that had to be born? I never wanted you as my daughter.
That's just cruel now. You don't say that to your own daughter. I can't believe you. I'm thinking seriously about my life and what I want to do from now on. It's not like I'm wasting time doing whatever I want. It was just bad luck that I didn't get into medical school. I really think I did the best I could.
You know, I can't believe you and Paul are related. So different in every way. He makes me proud with all his accomplishments. But you have nothing to your name except failure after failure. Ugh, disappointed doesn't even cover how I feel.
You're so irritating. Is that all you have to say? I've already heard it 1,000,000,000 times by now.
Why can't you just observe and learn from your brother? Is it that hard? You should have been able to follow in his footsteps. I expected so much from you. Where did you go wrong? I don't understand how you could have turned out this way.
Don't you think, considering the way you've been talking to me, it's kind of your fault? You probably didn't raise me well.
You're trying to say it's my fault now? Don't kick me down just because of your own shortcomings.
You just doted on my brother, always praising and prioritizing him. You never loved me the way you loved my brother. It's not like I wanted to even go to medical school in the first place. Maybe that's why I failed to get in.
That's ridiculous. Why am I just hearing this now?
You're the one who never stopped to listen to me. If you were more interested in my feelings, you would have already known by now.
Whatever. I'm not really interested in hearing what you have to say anymore. I've had enough of you. Someone incompetent as you can just move out of the house.
What are you saying?
Our family runs a hospital. If you can't become a doctor, what does that say about us? What are we supposed to do about you? You're useless now. You don't deserve to be a part of this family. Just get out. Leave. I better not see you around anymore.
What the heck? You're not serious. That's just completely absurd.
I plan to let Paul take over the hospital after your father retires. We don't need some loser daughter who can't do anything in our family. You're tainting our name. If you would happen to get into medical school, you could have been a fallback option if something happened with Paul. But there goes that plan. Now, your spot in this family is gone. You won't get in no matter how many times you try. I know how stupid you are. Really? Just useless.
You are aware that I'm your actual daughter, right? That you gave birth to? I have no words. I'm just utterly shocked that you were capable of speaking this way to me.
You bring shame to our family, so I will make sure that you leave the house. I've decided to officially kick you out, so you don't need to come home from today.
I guess you are actually being serious. I don't know what to say.
I admit, there were times I thought that you might actually be capable of achieving things. I guess it was just my imagination or something. You'll never achieve anything great in your life. You've always been stupid and you'll always be stupid.
Even when I got the best grades in class, You told me that the only reason I did well was because everyone else made it easy for me, that the class level was already low. When I thought you would finally tell me I did good, you just told me that I shouldn't forget how incompetent I am. You kept kicking me down over and over again. That's what I had to deal with growing up. You made me feel insecure and doubtful of myself. I'm like this because of you.
So what? You are incompetent. And Paul already is going to one of the best medical schools in the country. I can finally have a peace of mind about the future. Therefore, I have no need for you.
You keep talking about how great Paul is, but he hasn't even been able to move up a grade for such a long time now. He's 5 years older than me, and he's still a student. I don't know why you keep going on about how much better he is than me.
What are you trying to say now? You couldn't even get into medical school. You both are on completely different levels. Paul is already a medical school student, so he will eventually become a doctor, even if it takes some time. You, on the other hand, have no future. He's just taking his time. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm sure you're the only one thinking that.
Well, I don't really need you anymore, so compared to your brilliant brother, you are some good-for-nothing daughter who failed to even get into medical school, which means that you don't deserve to be my daughter any longer. Hurry up and get out. I don't ever want to see your face ever again.
Whatever. If that's what you want, then that's what you'll get. I don't want to hear your insults anymore anyways. It looks like it doesn't really matter what I have to say, so there's no point in arguing with you. I'll just grant you your wish then, and get out of your life.
Never set foot in our house again, you stranger. You aren't family anymore, so don't go trespassing. You are really just a loser. I don't even want to believe that you're actually my daughter.
I'm really sick and tired of you being so verbally abusive. Don't worry, I won't be coming back.
Your brother is so amazing, and yet look at you. You're such a joke. An incompetent failure like you who isn't capable of becoming a doctor doesn't belong with us. Leave, immediately.
Yeah, I got the point already. No need to keep repeating yourself. Goodbye.
You better not come back. I don't want you to start begging me to take you back when the reality of the situation hits you. Even if you are on your knees at the doorstep, I won't let you inside the house.
Do whatever you want. I don't care. And same right back at you. Don't start acting like we're family once you start regretting your decision.
Rebecca, are you there? I've been trying to reach you for a while now.
Who is this? I don't recognize the number.
Oh, thank goodness. I was worried that maybe you would change your number or something. Well, since you didn't, you should remember who this is. It's me, your mother.
I don't have a mother. I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't have to be so hostile to me. I'm hurt. You are my daughter, after all. I just wanted to check in and see how you were doing.
Cut the crap. What are you plotting this time? I don't really have time to waste talking to you. And we really have nothing to discuss with each other at this point, am I right? We agreed that we were going to cut ties with each other.
I was just curious how you were doing. As your mom, I get anxious about you. I just wanted to know if you were fine. You never come home, so how are you? What's been happening in your life?
I do remember you throwing me out of the house 5 years ago. Is old age affecting your memory or something? I have no clue why you would just call me out of the blue like this. But it's already been 5 years. You haven't talked to me in 5 years. And all of a sudden, you want to know how I'm doing.
Let's just forget about the past. That was all a long time ago. We were both young anyways. You know how it is. Let's start fresh and try to rebuild our relationship.
Give me a break. You? Young? Okay then.
I guess your rude attitude hasn't changed much, though.
I'm sure you just saw my interview on TV or something, right?
What interview?
Oh, stop the obvious act already. Look, you wouldn't have taken the time to contact me like this for any other reason. That's just the way you are.
That's no way to speak to your mother. You need to show me some respect.
Let's recall together, shall we? Incompetent, loser, useless. Oh, and what was it? Oh yeah, you don't belong in this family? Are those things a mother tells a daughter? You've never shown me any respect. And just because I'm actually succeeding with my new business, you come along wagging your tail like a little dog.
Fine, I did see you on TV, but I kept wondering why you didn't even think about telling us about it. You could have left a message or something. That's why I thought I'd do you a favor and save you the trouble by contacting you first.
Oh, please. We're not family anymore. There's no need for us to be giving each other little updates about our lives. Sure, I didn't succeed as a doctor, but I hit the jackpot with my business. Who knew I would become this successful, huh? I'm quite satisfied with my life. Things are going well and I have everything I need.
If you're so successful now, it wouldn't have been so hard for you to become a doctor if you had kept trying.
I never wanted to become a doctor in the first place. You were the one who just forced me into it. You never listened to me about what I actually wanted. Without a single word from me, the family just decided that becoming a doctor was the only option for me. That's why I didn't tell anyone I was actually studying to achieve a certain dream I had. I wasn't actually focused on getting into medical school. No wonder I didn't get in. I honestly wasn't surprised at all.
You should have just told me. Why did you hide it from us? We would have supported you.
Oh, come on. I know you would have been completely against it. You're only saying that now because you saw me on TV. Anyways, so what is it? The reason you decided to contact me? Money? You want money, don't you?
How dare you speak to your mother that way? How rude.
Okay. So you've completely forgotten everything you said and did to me, huh? I already know what you're trying to do. The hospital isn't doing so good, right? I already know.
Huh? What do you mean?
I guess you're gonna play dumb this time, too. Whatever. It's not like you can hide it. It looks like the hospital has been going through some hard times the past 5 years. Because of the hospital's terrible reputation, all the patients left to go to the new, larger hospital the next town over. Business isn't doing so well, so it's going to go under, isn't it? At least that's the rumor I heard.
What the heck? Are those the kind of rumors that are going around right now? How ridiculous. We are doing just fine. Going under? What a bunch of nonsense.
It wasn't just you and my brother. Dad was pretty messed up too. You all were just terrible. It was just a matter of time until something like this would happen. Not really surprising at all. Don't tell me you guys didn't see this coming. You guys were some pretty toxic parents. Driving me out of the family because I was some embarrassment to you guys. And my father didn't have anything to say about it. He didn't care at all about what happened. I'm sure he didn't even notice I was gone. All while my brother was just messing around, doing whatever he wanted without thinking about the consequences.
That's enough. You better stop right now. I won't let you talk down to my family that way. Unbelievable.
Well, you guys are all practically strangers to me at this point. I have nothing to do with you guys, so I can say whatever the heck I want. I remember you always going on and on about how amazing my brother was. How you always spoiled him every chance you got. Look at him now. He's just some dropout who ended up not being able to become a doctor.
How did you get that information? I didn't even tell the neighbors.
Even though he got into medical school, he always skipped class and did whatever he wanted, year after year. It's only natural that he was forced to drop out. But geez, what a waste of money.
Oh, just shut up already. Things happen. No need to peg your brother down for an innocent mistake. He just made a few errors in judgment. It's not like he dropped out on purpose.
No wonder why my brother ended up that way. You spoil him way too much and let him get away with everything. Even after he wasted all of your money and failed to become a doctor, you're still making excuses for him. And now, he's a backpacker. He must be having the time of his life.
Backpacker? Your brother?
Oh, wait. He didn't tell you guys. Huh. I heard from one of our childhood friends. I've been told he's been posting all about his poor man's travels on his Instagram.
Is that so? That's what your brother has been up to? I didn't know where he went after he left the house. But to think he's been backpacking all this time?
You were practically smothering my brother every chance you got, but the moment he becomes a failure, you suddenly aren't interested in his whereabouts? Well, just to tell ya, it looks like he's having the time of his life as a backpacker. It suits him. I'm sure this was all for the best. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't even want to become a doctor. He looks way happier now.
There's no way that's true. What a silly assumption to make. I would never be wrong about something like that. I'm absolutely positive that your brother was ready to become a doctor. I just happened to overlook some things with Paul that I should have taken care of earlier. It was a miscalculation on my part.
So everything is just one big calculation to you? If you think you can just twist and mold your own kid's life to fit your selfish little plan you made for yourself, you're dead wrong. You really don't get it, do you? You'll never get your way, no matter how hard you try. I don't really care enough to keep going, so just don't contact me anymore, okay? I'm already exhausted by this one conversation. I just end up getting irritated by literally everything you say, and you really don't add any value to my life whatsoever. You drag me down just by talking to you. I'm really better off without you.
Say what you want, but I would like it if you would come home. Let's just let go of the past. We can move on now. I'm sure it was all just miscommunication. Things like that happen with family. There's no need to hold grudges.
I don't really remember there being any miscommunications. I don't see any reason for me to return to the house.
I haven't talked about this with you yet, but your father's hospital is doing really bad, business-wise.
You never fail to make me laugh. I literally just told you that a minute ago. And besides, even if you don't tell me, everyone already knows that it's the big talk of the town. No one wants to go to a hospital like that. Even the patients are treated like dirt. Why don't you try to do something about that first before complaining about business?
Paul was supposed to take over the hospital, but he wasn't able to graduate. Everything ended up not going according to plan. Now, we need to find a way out of this mess. You are already so successful with your business. I'm sure it wouldn't be that hard to help us out here. Lend us a hand here. Your family needs you.
No thanks. You guys are on your own.
You didn't even take 1 second to think about it. How could you just say no like that? Just take your time to consider it, will you?
No need to waste my time. I know my answer, and it will never change. Just because you were wrong and the daughter you saw, the complete loser, was actually quite competent, don't think that you can just come skipping back into my life. I know you're just trying to use me. You don't actually care about me as a person. You only see my assets.
That's not true. Why would you think that way? Don't you want to save your dad's hospital? Do you have no compassion? We're really struggling here. You don't care about your family. Don't just leave us drowning like this.
Oh, just cut it out. I don't want to hear you talk about family. You force your pathetic beliefs down my throat all my life, treating me like I'm worthless and stupid. On top of all that, you seriously had the nerve to drive me out of the house. Now that I'm actually successful, you change your attitude all of a sudden and want to use me for your own gain? You are seriously so messed up. It's not even funny. I could never think of you as my family. Any sane person would feel the same after experiencing all that abuse. I'm sure at this point, there isn't really anyone who would want to help people like you guys. It's really karma. You deserve this happening to you.
Rebecca, you don't have to say that. Sure, you didn't become a doctor, but now that you're doing well on your own, I'll accept you as part of the family. Like I said, you can come home now. We can all be a family now. What's the problem? Why are you being so resistant? Don't you want to live with your family?
There's no problem. I just don't care. I have no interest in you guys. That's all.
You don't care? You really don't care, even a little bit? We gave birth to you. We're your parents, and we raised you for so many years. You don't want to help us out? Even a little bit?
Not even a little bit. I don't care if you guys are my actual parents. It doesn't really matter. You're the one who didn't want anything to do with me, right? You told me you never wanted to see my face ever again. I just did as you wished. I made sure to erase my existence from your life.
Oh, Rebecca, don't be so cold. We're really having such a hard time right now. We really need your help. I don't know what we'll do without it.
Yeah. Cry and beg all you want, but it won't work. I got rid of any last feelings I had towards you guys as my family. I seriously only consider you as a stranger, nothing more. I also have no intention of involving myself with you from here on out. I'll make sure that this is our last conversation. Well then, the incompetent little girl who doesn't belong in your family will do you a favor and leave you alone. Wishing you and your husband all the luck with your hospital. After that, I decided to cut off my mom from my life, permanently blocking her number. My mom had no one to rely on for help. Soon after, the hospital went bankrupt, all because of its terrible reputation and unethical business practices. She and my dad had to face a life of poverty and debt. I, on the other hand, was enjoying the new, prosperous lifestyle that came with the success of my business. As for my brother, He got too arrogant about the fact that his dad was a doctor while in medical school, and after squandering the family money, he accumulated a debt of his own. He dumped the debt on his parents and fled overseas, now living a new life as a cheap backpacker. He's just roaming around, enjoying his new freedom, but the debt he left his parents was enormous, and left them in a state of complete despair. With all this debt, my mom and dad both had to look for new jobs. Since my dad had only worked as a doctor his whole life, he fell into a pit of depression after realizing he didn't have the skills to do anything else. As for me, I was not only doing exceptionally well in business, but I also met a wonderful partner who I married. We now live a happy life together. Even though I had to go through a lot of hardships and ended up being abandoned by my parents, it seems like the path that I chose to follow led me to a bright and happy future.
Hey, Mom? What's the deal with this? Why on earth would you do something like that to Hazel? Seriously, I need answers, so spill it already. Let's hear your side of the story.
Hey, Luca. Nice to hear from you. Looks like you're finally back home, huh? Gotta say, today was an absolute blast. It was seriously the most fun I've had in ages.
Wait, hold up. Fun? Seriously? I can't even fathom how you could possibly think that. It's like we're living in two different worlds when it comes to the definition of fun. But hey, let's set that aside for now. I need you to answer the question I just threw at you. What's the deal with the way you treated Hazel? What's gotten into you? All she does is try to be kind to you and seek your approval.
I'm sorry. I have no idea what you mean. What on earth can you possibly be talking about?
Don't act clueless. You're fully aware of what I'm talking about. Hazel even said hi to you, and you had the nerve to straight up ignore her? She tried initiating conversations with you multiple times, and you just brushed her off. And on top of that, all you had to offer were constant complaints and insults towards her. You even bossed her around like she's some kind of puppet.
My. Look at you getting all bent out of shape. Even going as far as talking to me like this. I can't help but wonder what she blabbered about. But honestly, it doesn't even matter. I bet she had nothing but a load of garbage to say about me anyway. She is truly the worst. So damn irritating.
She? Are you seriously talking about Hazel like that? What's with this attitude of yours? I had a feeling that everything that went down today was intentional. So tell me, why on earth are you going out of your way to treat her so horribly?
Oh well, my bad. I suppose I was a bit rude there. Just to clarify, I wasn't bullying your wife or anything of the sort. I was merely enlightening her, teaching her and showing her the right way to do things. So, calling it bullying is an exaggeration, Luca. Plus, let's be real here. She's just a brainless idiot. I can tell that from the moment she opened her mouth. No wonder she's accusing me of bullying. She simply doesn't get it. She's getting dumber and dumber by the day, it seems.
What on earth makes you think it's okay to say that about my wife? Just teaching her? Are you seriously trying to defend yourself with that excuse? Wake up. We're not living in the Dark Ages anymore. Times have changed, and it's about time you stop talking about her and treating her like trash. Is that really too much to ask?
You're blowing things out of proportion. It's only natural that from time to time, I have to give her a whack or two.
All right, Mom, I've had it up to here. If you don't start showing some willingness to change your attitude and behavior, I'll be left with no choice but to talk to Grandma about all this. I'll ask her if she ever treated you the same way you're treating my wife. I'll spill all the beans about how you constantly ignored her, despite us living under the same roof. I'll let her know about all the nasty things you say behind her back. Trust me, I won't hold back.
Hold on a second there. You better not drag your grandmother into this mess. She's got nothing to do with it. So please, keep her out of it. Listen up, Luca. Hazel isn't like us. She comes from a different social class, and as your mother, it's my duty to school you on how to handle that. It's for the best. Trust me, it's even for her own good. Let's face it, her school and degree, totally different league. And don't get me started on where she was born and raised. We're talking about two completely different worlds here. She just doesn't fit into our family. Plain and simple.
What? Are you serious? Are you really saying these words right now?
This isn't the first time I've mentioned this, Luca. I made it crystal clear from the start that I was dead set against your marriage with Hazel. I mean, come on. She's just a high school graduate, isn't she? In this day and age, finding someone with only a high school diploma is like finding a unicorn. It's downright embarrassing. Because Hazel wasn't raised properly, doesn't have a proper education, and has screwed up her life. I'm trying to teach her.
All right, that's it. You're seriously getting on my nerves. I've reached my limit with your nonsense. It's gone too far. Starting now, we're setting some clear boundaries with you. We'll be keeping our distance.
What? You're not serious. Hold on a second, Luca. There is no way you're able to do such a thing like that to me. Come on. You are my firstborn son. Hey, answer me, Luca. Luca, don't ignore your mother. Why, you. What in the world did you put in Luca's head? This is all your fault. Convince Luca right now to speak to me. All because of you, my Luca has been brainwashed. I am sick of you ruining my life. Now, because of you, he won't listen to a single word I have to say. You have to do something right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you serious? Are you really trying to apologize? After all I do is badmouth you, right? This is what you always tell him about me. I can't believe this. You even got my Luca to believe that whole story without even questioning you. What did you say to Luca? Tell me right now.
I'm sorry.
A lowly high school graduate like you shouldn't dare to be so arrogant towards me. It's about time you learn your place in this world. This is precisely why I was dead set against you marrying my son from the get-go. You simply don't belong in this family. You're not good enough for my son. I always knew you were nothing but a worthless girl with no potential. I should have put a stop to this whole mess right from the start. You're beyond pathetic. There's not a single redeeming quality about you. None. And now you have Luca defending you and taking care of you. It's all your fault, you know. You're the one who's truly ruining my life.
I'm sorry.
Is something wrong with you? What did you say?
Sorry, I made a mistake. I meant to say sorry.
Gosh, I can't stand you. You really are the worst. You can't even say what you want correctly, can you?
I'm sorry.
Wait, are you just accepting and agreeing with whatever I'm saying to you? Wow, I can't believe it. Who do you think I am? I am so far above you in this world. It's not even funny. More importantly than that, I am Luca's mother. Did you forget that? Be more careful. You need to treat me with respect. And you need to mind your manners, young lady.
I'm sorry, I'm just really busy at the moment.
What? How dare you? Someone as low as you is too busy to talk to me? How insulting.
I'm just a lowly wife who only graduated from high school after all. So, I'm going to have to break away from this conversation.
What is that attitude? Hey, are you just being a coward and ignoring me? Excuse me, say something. Say yes or no or anything. I demand you to respond.
No.
Why, you? I demand you divorce my son immediately. Right now. I am not playing around. I do not want to see your horrible face ever again. Do you hear me? Come home right now. Immediately. Hurry up. Because today you will be doing all the chores. Every last one of them. You'll also be plucking the weeds around the house. I know it's a bit hot outside, but you're still young. You should have plenty of energy for such a task. Don't complain about it. I don't want to hear it. Oh well. It's not like you can refuse my order. Well, even if you refuse, that's fine. And if you don't come, that's fine too. That's right. You don't have to come. Instead, you can run around town and let everyone know what a useless and disrespectful daughter-in-law you are. Surely everyone will respond the same way. Oh, what a horrible wife. So, if you'd like to do that instead, then you don't need to come home and do all your chores that are waiting for you. So, I'll let you think about that for a bit. Have a great day.
What is the meaning of this? What did you do?
What? Luca, what do you mean? Oh, hi. Good morning. What is wrong?
I warned you before, didn't I? But it looks like you aren't going to change your ways, no matter how many times I warn you. So that's it. I decided I have to cut ties with you for a little while. We need our space from you. Goodbye for now, Mom.
Hey, wait a second, Luca. Luca, listen to me. What I did, it really couldn't be helped. You can understand, can't you? Your wife is so inadequate at everything she does. I was just trying to help you out. Hazel wouldn't have another great opportunity like this again. Isn't that true?
What in the world are you going on about? Are you just mumbling in your sleep or something? She works hard. She even does more chores around the house than you do, Mom. Not only that, she even cooks more and better than you do too. Hazel has a much better personality than you do too, Mom. So what in the world do you mean when you try telling me you are teaching her? What can she possibly learn from you?
Hold on. Calm down a second, Luca. Surely we can work this out together. You are my son. You haven't forgotten that, have you? You are my firstborn. So why aren't you siding with me on this whole issue?
Sorry, Mom. I don't know how to say it, so I'll just be blunt. But if you really want a partner or an ally on your side, then maybe you should ask Dad to fill that role for you. As for me, Hazel is my priority. She's the most important person to me in the world, and I'm always on her side.
This is all her fault. Hazel is ruining everything in my life. God, I hate her. After you married that girl, you changed. You aren't the same Luca I remember. You've become so different because of her. Everything is that awful woman's fault. I can't stand her.
It's just getting to be dangerous at this point. The things you say, the things you do, it's getting out of hand. None of this is normal. It's strange, abnormal behavior, Mom. Just because I'm your son doesn't mean I'm your puppet you can control. Luckily, Dad is the one who told me to be free and live life the way I wanted to. So that's exactly what I plan to do.
Okay. I understand. Your mother is really sorry. Do you hear me? I won't do or say any of this anymore. I promise. So please, can you give your mother another chance?
No, I can't give you another chance. I can't believe a word you're saying to me right now. It depends on your behavior and how you are from now on. It also depends on whether or not you talk to Hazel. How you talk to her and treat her will also play a major part in all of this going forward.
I understand. I'll reach out to Hazel in a little bit. But please reconsider. You don't have to cut me off. and create any distance between us. Luca, you are my son and I care for you deeply. That is the only reason things have gone this far.
Geez, fine, Mom. I know I'm going to regret this. You need to apologize to Hazel about everything you have done. If Hazel agrees and says it's okay, then maybe I'll rethink things. But I'm not as nice as Hazel. I am different. Even if Hazel forgives you, things can't go back to the way they were. That is absolutely non-negotiable.
Yes, I completely understand. I'm truly so sorry about all of this, Luca. Hey, Hazel. I just wanted to say I'm sorry for everything I've said to you. You have my word. I won't do or say any more horrible things towards you ever again. Bullying you verbally and always saying such terrible things to you. I'm so sorry for all of it.
It's fine. No big deal. I'm sorry too for a lot of things.
Oh, Hazel, you're so sweet. I was wrong about you.
So maybe we can start over with a clean slate? From now on, let's be good to each other and take care of each other.
Yes, I agree. Thank you so much for accepting my apology. Well, then, now that that's all cleared up, I will see you later. Hey Hazel, it's Michaela, your mother-in-law. I just wanted to ask you about the festival next week. Around what time do you think you'll be coming to the house?
Oh, hey Mom. Good afternoon. I think I'll be able to come in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. Is that so? I understand. Sounds good. I guess that's okay. I just wanted to ask because I think the whole family is planning on getting together in the morning. Maybe at that time you can come just to greet everyone.
Yeah. Okay, no problem.
There will be some family members coming that you'll be meeting for the first time. There will also be some family members who weren't able to attend your wedding.
Okay, no problem.
And of course, don't forget to give a proper greeting to your mother-in-law and father-in-law. Okay? Do you understand? This is something you absolutely must do. I also spoke to Luca about all this.
Okay, I understand. No problem. Thank you for worrying about me and letting me know all of this.
Don't mention it. These are just natural things that you're supposed to do anyway. Especially you, Hazel. You have to do the things I just explained to you. You don't want your mother-in-law to be embarrassed, right? I have great expectations for you when you meet the family.
I see. Yes, I understand. I'll be careful and do everything you said. Thank you again.
Jeez, what is going on, Hazel? You should be here by now. Where in the world are you right now? You're supposed to be here. Why aren't you here yet? Could it be because you're nothing but a worthless, uneducated girl? I knew it. I knew it from the beginning. I should have never allowed my son to marry you. Just giving in and running away from your home to avoid meeting the family. These aren't things a fully functioning adult should do. Oh, well, if you run away, then it is what it is. You and Luca may get a divorce, and it may end up being difficult for a while. It isn't a problem as long as the divorce keeps moving forward quickly. Well, if you don't want to get a divorce, then at the very least, how about going back to school? Oh, well, that's enough about that. Great job today. Later, I'm sure I'll be hearing from Luca about all this. Well, am I right? I knew it. Hey, hello? Answer me. Wait a second. What did you do to Luca? Answer me. Before doing the chores, there's something else I'd like you to do. Can you send a message to your parents for me?
No, absolutely not. My mom was actually contacted already by Claire. She ended up telling up everything. She told her about everything you did to me and she's extremely angry.
What? Really?
I'm really surprised, to be honest. There were a lot of people in your family who already knew me. Talk about small world. I couldn't believe it. There were some family members who were actually friends with Mom.
Oh, haha. You didn't say.
But I understand. Claire was really angry. After all, Claire had to deal with the same issue. She was being bullied by her mother-in-law too. And the one who helped her was my mother. Can you believe it?
Oh, really? Is that right? Haha.
I didn't know that actually. I didn't know any of it. Claire heard from my mom that I became a part of this family recently. That's why today she told me she planned on telling me about all her connection with my mother.
Oh, is that so? I see.
But Claire seemed really shocked. The one she ended up helping was the daughter of her good friend who just happens to be her daughter-in-law. Bullying a daughter-in-law is completely unacceptable, especially if it's a cousin of his. Pretty surprising, isn't it? I couldn't believe it myself.
Yeah, that's very surprising. You're right. Haha.
She kept going on and on saying, I can't believe this. Within my own family, there's someone who's bullying a young wife? She was upset, to say the least. Doesn't that seem a bit suspicious?
Oh, yeah. That definitely sounds like Claire. She's someone who moved back in with her parents after her divorce, after all. She lived together with her ex-husband and his family. I think it was pretty difficult on her. She has a lot of harsh memories from that time in her life.
You don't say.
But doesn't everyone genuinely bad-mouthing a person from time to time? But more importantly, the fact that your mother and Claire are actually friends? I had no idea about that. If you just told me from the beginning, then none of this would have happened. Our situation would have never come to this.
Oh, the situation would never have happened. And what do you mean by that exactly? Do you mean that you wouldn't have believed me since the beginning? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes, of course. That's exactly what I'm saying. Especially if I knew you were the daughter of the one who lent Claire a hand in her time of need. It's only natural. We're family after all. That is what family does. Bullying a wife, it would be unthinkable. It would never have happened.
Oh, is that right? Are you being truthful right now?
Yes, of course. I mean what I say.
Well then, and what if we didn't have that connection? What if my mom never helped Claire? Are you saying that you would never have recognized me as part of your family? Without that connection, bullying me from the start like you have been would just be considered okay in your eyes?
Oh, wait. No, that's not it. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. You're interpreting my words wrong.
I see. I completely understand you now. It is exactly as Lucas said. He was right all along. Creating a space between us and you for a while is the best course of action given the circumstances between us. This time, Luca will certainly not be able to give you another chance. He said so himself. He won't be able to be patient with you anymore.
What? What do you mean? I'm Lucas's mother.
Over and over, you treat me like I'm just some sort of dumb girl. But even so, I'd always say that it's okay or it's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. But no one can continue doing that if they run through the abuse you put me through.
Wait a second, Hazel. Please, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. You have to believe me. I promise. I will never do such a thing again. Please, I'll do anything. I won't treat you like a dumb girl anymore. You have my word this time. Hazel, can you hear me? Hazel? Luca, please, you have to help your mother. I was kicked out of the house.
What? Are you really asking me for help? You only have yourself to blame for this. You brought this upon yourself. Every last bit of it. You were left by Dad. He doesn't even want to see you anymore. Even the family gave up on you and don't even want to see you anymore either.
No, you're wrong about that, Luca. I am serious. This time it was all Hazel's fault. Everything is her doing. That girl has been nothing but a plague all my life from the moment I met her.
What did you just say?
Luca, please, open your eyes and see her for who she really is. If you don't get a divorce, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. She only graduated from high school, for crying out loud. Because of that, she'll never make anything of herself. She'll just waste her entire life and yours along with it. It's not too late. There is still time to go through with a divorce.
You were told this once before, but I have no choice but to remind you and tell you again. She is not just a high school graduate. Do you just keep doing this on purpose? Why? What is the point? Are you just trying to make a joke and make me laugh? Is it funny to you? Well, it isn't funny at all, and I'm not laughing.
Wait, what do you mean? Now I'm a little bit confused. She isn't a high school graduate? What are you talking about? Was that just a lie?
Hey, are you kidding me? When you met Hazel, you guys spoke about so many different things. She told you about how she had to drop out of college because she was really sick. Because of that, she only technically graduated high school. But after she got better, she went back to school and actually transferred to NIT. She not only graduated from there, but she received magna cum laude honors. She told you all of this.
What? All of that is true.
What? Are you serious, Mom? Well, that is the whole truth. All of it. But you didn't listen to her. You just shut down and cut her off after you heard she was a high school graduate. And because of that, you never gave her a chance. You just continued treating her like she was a stupid girl. You looked down on her since day one, but that's just how you are. You have been that way since I can remember. You have no drive at all to improve yourself, it seems.
Why did you tell me all of this information so late, after I already treated her this way? Why didn't you tell me earlier? If I knew all of this, then I would have just treated her normally from the start.
That isn't true. I didn't tell you too late. You were told the day you met her. It's your fault. The one who wasn't listening properly was you. Just be honest with me. You just genuinely enjoy bullying my wife, don't you? Geez, you really are hopeless. It's like talking to a brick wall. Honestly, Mom, your behavior up until now has been nothing short of garbage.
What? Garbage. Did you really say that to me? Wait a minute. How dare you talk to your mother like that?
Garbage. It's garbage, Mom. It's as simple as that. What else would you call it other than that? There are no other words to describe how horrible you've been. Smelly, rotten garbage? There is nothing redeeming about how you treated my wife.
Wait, please. This is all just a big misunderstanding. I will never do it again. I promise. Just one last chance is all I ask.
I really don't know what to do with you anymore. I gave you so many chances. From now on, just treat me like I'm not even around you. I'm sorry, but you aren't my mother anymore.
You aren't around. What in the world is that supposed to mean? Wait a second, Luca. Are you telling me you're cutting off your mother too? How could you do this to me? Luca!
Ever since their first encounter at the wedding, Lucas's mom has displayed an overwhelmingly controlling demeanor. Even members of her own family warned Hazel about what she could expect after marrying to the family. Hazel was given numerous opportunities to make things right, but unfortunately, she squandered them all. It's truly disheartening to witness such foolishness. Things eventually reached a breaking point when Michaela, Lucas's mom, resorted to physical aggression during an altercation at her own house. She caused a ruckus, toppling garden gnomes and kicking flowers. In response, Luca threatened to involve the authorities, prompting her to finally back down and leave. Following these events, Michaela and her husband divorced, and even her own family severed ties with her. To be honest, I'm not sure where she's residing at the moment. It's quite possible she's leaving all alone. It's truly regrettable, especially considering that Michaela has family members who have experienced divorce due to mistreatment from their in-laws. It's a shame she didn't learn from their experiences. As for me, this entire ordeal has made me determined not to become a mother-in-law like Michaela. When the time comes, I intend to learn from her mistakes and strive to be the best mother-in-law I can be.
Hey, Matthew? Can we talk for a second? It's about your mom. I'm not trying to complain or anything. It's just that she's been messaging me every single day lately. She keeps asking when we're going to have children. Isn't it a little weird? You know about how persistent she's being. She wasn't like this before, was she?
She's fine as far as I know, but I don't know why you're acting so surprised. I mean, come on. We've been married for 3 years now and still no children? She's a woman who just wants to meet her grandkids. After 3 years and no baby, just about anyone would start getting testy, no?
Oh, yeah. I get that. I really do. But surely she knows that children don't actually come by stork, right? But she asks me like every week about how it's going. You know, for some people, even asking about that could be considered rude. And the way your mom is going about it, I feel like I'm being taken hostage or something. I can't even relax in my day-to-day life because I'm worried about when your mom is going to call and chastise me again.
Hey, that's my mother you're talking about. That woman is a saint who just wants to see her grandchild before she kicks the bucket. And here you are demonizing the poor woman, all just because you can't get pregnant. That's really low. Look, I know she can be a little overbearing, but you're the reason she's badgering you so much. This whole problem stems from the fact that you're having a hard time getting pregnant.
Is that really what you think? I have to say, it doesn't really make me feel any better.
I'm not trying to blame you or anything. I'm just trying to analyze the situation. Why don't you try going to a clinic or something? Yeah, that's it. Then at least you can show Mom that you're being serious about it. That'll get her off your back.
While I appreciate the advice, I can't help but feel like you haven't considered the possibility that the problem might be on your side. Making a baby is a team effort after all.
Have I considered the possibility that I might be the problem? Let me think about it. No. How would I be the problem? Just think about it for a second. The one who gets pregnant, carries the child, and then ultimately births the child is the woman. Where in that equation do you see me? Hate to break it to you, but it's all your job. How can you blame the man in that scenario?
Yes. While it is true that it is the woman who gets pregnant and carries the child, I think you've forgotten the 7th grade health class. It's not like a woman can get pregnant on her own. It takes two to tango. I don't think it's right to just assume the problem is with the woman. So I'd like it if you came to the hospital with me. Then we can both get tested and put this behind us.
What? Why do I have to go? You don't need me there. I'm actually busy with working stuff, you know. The thing that keeps us alive. You're a stay-at-home wife. You have all the time in the world to just go by yourself.
I can do that. It's no problem. But that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm saying if things are all clear on my end, then we're going to need you to get tested too anyway. If that's the case, we can just go together, get it over with, and put it behind us. You know your mother isn't going to back down without a progress report. Don't worry though. If one of us can't have children, then that's fine too. You don't have to worry. We can have a nice life together alone. I don't mind if it's just the two of us.
What are you talking about? You know how dead set that woman is on meeting her grandchild. I don't want to rob her of that joy. Do you? Now you're saying that you don't even want the kid? You're saying that we should just give up? Stop trying?
No. I'm not saying we have to give up or stop trying or whatever. All I'm saying is, if the worst case scenario comes to pass, that I'm here for you and I want you to be there for me. Even then, if you really want a child, there are other methods too. We can adopt or have implantation or whatever it is.
Then it's not our child. There's no point. I'm not going to be stuck raising someone else's brat. Where is all of this coming from? My mom calls you once a week and now you're looking into adoption?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying even if we can't have a child, then it's not the end of the world. But the fact of the matter is we've been together for 3 years and we haven't gotten pregnant yet. So that's why I'm suggesting we both go to the hospital, get checked, and move on with our lives.
And that's why I'm saying I'm too busy. I do not have time. Does that compute? Go by yourself. If everything checks out, then maybe I'll go some other time.
Matthew, are you even going to try? You're just putting everything on me. Do you even want a kid? Sometimes I feel like you only care about appeasing your mom.
Yeah, calm down, jeez. Have you always been this much of a nag? Look, if I get some spare time, I'll go, okay? Is that good enough for you?
Really? Okay, but that's a promise. Don't go blowing it off later.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll go as soon as I get time. In the meantime, go get checked yourself. If you have a problem, there's no point in me going. Bye.
Matthew, do you have a minute? We need to talk.
What is it? Wait, is it going to take an actual minute or longer?
Grow up for a second, okay? You remember what you said the other day, right? You know, about the whole your mom will leave me alone. So let's get a fertility test thing. Turned into a big ordeal and almost a fight? Not ringing any bells? Well, anyway, I just had it done.
Oh, that's right. I guess I tried to block it from my memory. So, how did it go? Any problems with the oven?
I just got the results and no, not a single problem. Everything is in tip-top shape. The doctor said I'm completely healthy and that I should have no problems with pregnancy.
Great, that's good to hear. I guess that means that our timing hasn't matched or something.
Well, I'm sure that can be an issue. We've been at it for 3 years now, so I don't think it's a timing issue. After all this time, it is likely that something isn't working as it should. I went and got tested and everything is fine. So now it's for you to go get your tests.
What? Why do I have to go get tested? There's nothing wrong with me. Are you sure that your doctor wasn't just some quack? At any rate, going to the clinic and everything is a huge pain. Let's just forget about it.
No, Matthew. The whole reason we're doing this is because of your mother. You said that you'd go when you got the time.
Yeah, I did say when I get time. I do not have time, hence I'm not going. I work like a dog to keep food on the table and a roof over our heads. I'll go get tested if you're okay living in the streets.
Oh, don't pull that with me. We live together in case you've forgotten. I know that on the weekends you sleep past noon. And even when you go out under the guise of running errands, you really just go out to hang with your buddies. If you are serious about going, you can go whenever you want. You just don't care. That's all.
Oh, here we go. Just get mad and start blaming everyone else like always. Maybe this is why we don't have a kid yet. You pester me so much, how could I even get in the mood? And, for your information, getting enough sleep is essential for good health, and hanging out with my friends is important for my mental health. A man can't just work 24/7. He needs to refresh sometimes.
You play the victim so well. I'd believe you if I didn't know you. Just make an appointment and go to the doctor's first. After you do that, then you can go meet your buddies or go back to sleep or whatever it is you want to do.
It's such a pain, though. I have to suffer at the office every day. I don't want to go to sleep Friday night knowing that when my alarm goes off in the morning, I have to trudge on down to the doctor's office. You know what? No. You do not get to tell me what to do on my days off.
Fine. Don't. I do not care. I'm doing all this for you and your mother. I don't really need a kid if that's how you're going to act. I didn't marry you to have a child. I married you because I wanted to spend the rest of my life with you. Child or no child, sure, I'd like one, but I'm fine just being with you. That's what I decided when I took my vows. So if you don't want to go to the doctors, then don't. I don't care.
Oh, really? Well, if that's how you feel, I guess there's no helping it. Yeah, if that's where we're at on the situation, then okay, I am not going then.
Like I said, I'm fine with it. What about your mom? What's she gonna say? You might be fine without having a kid, but what are you gonna do about her? Is it okay for me to tell her we're not having kids?
Tell her. What do I care? No, but in all seriousness, I kind of forgot about that. I guess I understand where she's coming from. I am an only child after all. If I don't give her one, then that means she'll never have a grandchild. Not sure why that should be my problem, though.
Well, take some time and think about it. If you don't want one, then you explain it to your mom. If you don't want one, then go to the doctors and get tested.
All right, I got it. I got it already. You made your point. Fine, okay. I'll go to the doctors next time I have off.
Really? Great! Do you want me to make an appointment for you, or will you handle it?
Well, yeah, I pretty much have to go. You're relentless, like a bear after honey or something. I can see it already. If I don't go now, you're just going to end up harping on me forever. I can't handle that. I'll start dreading my days off instead of enjoying them.
Hey, Matthew, what's this envelope that's just been lying on the table this whole time? It says test results. It's not mine, so I can only assume it's yours, right?
Oh yeah, it's mine. I just tossed it there. It's fine.
You just toss it here? Huh? Well, it's been sitting here for a few days now. Are you planning on doing something with it or what? It doesn't look like it was even opened. Have you checked it? Actually, I didn't even know you went to the doctors. When did you go?
Yeah, remember how I was saying going to the doctor is a pain and stuff? Luckily, we live in this advanced age in society. I got one of those kits that you can do on your own and just send it in the mail.
Oh, I didn't even know those existed. Must be nice being a guy. Shouldn't you open it up and check the results? Not doing anyone any good. Just sitting on a table.
Yeah, I was going to, and then I was like, nah, I'll check it out later. So, later.
Later. Right. So when is later exactly? It's been sitting here this whole time. If you're having trouble finding scissors or something, I don't mind opening it for you.
Oh, come on, knock it off. I don't want to deal with something like that after working all day.
All you have to do is open it and read the results. I'll check it for you if you want, but you need to see what's inside. Who knows? There might be more you have to do.
Stop! Jeez! Why are you so persistent? I just want to lay back and relax a little after work, and you nag, nag, nag. I thought you didn't even want kids, huh? What happened to all that? If you truly didn't care one way or the other, you wouldn't be pestering me this much.
I do want kids, yeah. I don't recall ever saying I didn't. All I said was I don't need one. Don't need, not don't want.
I got tested because you and my mom won't stop writing me about it. That's it. I had a happy, peaceful life before this whole baby thing. And yeah, it's not just you anymore. Now my mom's bothering me about it. She's been calling me over and over. I can't even focus on my work at this point. Why are women so obsessed with babies? That's why I took the stupid test, just to shut you and my mom up and reclaim some sliver of sanity in this relationship.
Fine. Good. Great. I don't care what the reason is. Just look at the stupid test results and be done with it then.
I said I will, just not today. I'll look at it when I'm good and ready to, so drop it. I have to get back to work, so leave me alone already. Message my mom and tell her to knock it off too.
Matthew, this isn't finished. Matthew! Matthew? I just got home and found something on the table. Do you want to explain what I'm looking at here?
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Did you forget how to read or something? They're divorce papers, dummy.
Yeah, I can read. What I'm sure you know I mean is, why are there divorce papers on the table? I don't remember doing something that warranted a divorce.
I just figured there's no point in being with a woman who can't get pregnant. That's all. A woman who can't have kids is broken goods. There's no point in keeping junk around, so out you go. It's trash day, and I am kicking you to the curb.
You're calling me garbage now? Okay, what's going on? What are we even talking about here? I got tested. I went to the doctor. We went through all the tests, put up with all that, and everything was fine with me. There are no problems with my reproductive abilities. There's only two of us, and only one of us has a non-disclosure status.
Yeah, about that. I can guarantee there are no problems with me, okay? Here's the big news. It's because my girlfriend is pregnant! Ha ha ha!
What? What do you mean your girlfriend is pregnant?
Wow. First reading, now comprehension. The trash is falling apart. But seriously, do you need me to spell it out for you? Okay, well, since you can't get pregnant, my mom started to take matters into her own hands. She really wanted a grandchild, so she introduced me to her friend's daughter. She's a real cutie. We've been dating for about 2 months now. Actually, only 2 months, but despite that, she's already pregnant. Even though we've been going at it for 3 years and have nothing to show for it. So yeah, the problem is definitely with you.
Wow. You know that's cheating, right? How do you think this is going to end?
Yeah, I know. I'm not going to try and hide it. I'm happy for the first time in a long while. You can have your day too. You want me to pay up, right? No problem. That was all part of the plan. Sign the papers and you'll get your cut. We want to start our lives together immediately.
You are the worst. I can't believe you betrayed me like this. I loved you. I would have done anything for you. I can't believe your mom wasn't on it too. I guess scum doesn't crawl too far from the bug.
The only reason she was in favor of our marriage in the first place is because you're 7 years younger than me. She figured you'd be able to get pregnant quick. She never saw anything in you other than your ability to give her a grandchild. Unfortunately, no matter how hard I tried, you just couldn't get pregnant. You're the one who betrayed us. We both treated you well and gave you a good life, and all you had to do was have a baby and keep Mom happy.
The only thing your mom saw in me was my young ovaries. You've got to be kidding.
Sorry, doll, but you're 30 now. You're practically a granny. You know the older a woman gets, the more trouble they have conceiving, right? You couldn't get pregnant in 3 whole years. She got pregnant, like, instantly. I guess that's the difference between women in their prime and, well, you.
I'll file the divorce papers too. Don't you worry about that. Oh, and you better lawyer up because I'm going to see that you pay for this. Make sure you're prepared.
Whoa, okay there, cowgirl. You go get your 6-shooter and we'll meet at high noon. Hey, did we just pass each other on the street?
Oh no. I thought I managed to slip her sight. I guess you saw me. So yeah, it was me.
Wow, it's been a while. How have things been? Staying healthy? Who were those people with you, by the way? That guy with the kid. Is he your new husband or something? I thought you were infertile, though. It's not yours, right? Oh, I get it. He's divorced, too. It's his kid from his previous marriage, right?
Nope. The child is ours. She's my daughter.
Yeah, no, right, of course. I get it. I just meant you're not blood related.
No, we are. I gave birth to her. She has my genes, if that's what you're asking.
No, that can't be. Remember all those years ago we went through that whole thing? You're infertile, and that's why we ended up splitting up. There's no way that kid can be yours if, well, you know, the equipment doesn't work.
Who said I wasn't fertile? Have you already forgotten about that whole saga we went through surrounding our divorce? If your memory needs jogging, I, unlike you, actually went to the hospital and got checked. I was fine. There were no problems on my end, so you were supposed to get tested and then your girlfriend got pregnant. End of story. Not sure how you managed to forget about all that though.
This whole time, I just thought you ended up going to some crackpot doctor or something. I still believe that. They had to be lying or something. You can't just believe everything you're told. Maybe it was a misdiagnosis.
Wow, you are so gross. You really have to believe I'm lying to protect your fragile ego. Speaking of which, how are things on your end? Is everything going well in paradise? Knowing how you are, I was just wondering how you feel raising someone else's kid.
How do you know about that? I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah. After I left the house, your mom contacted me in a panic. She sent me a picture of your test results, the ones you just left to rot on the kitchen table. She was livid that I divorced her poor son just because he's sterile. She gave me quite the tongue lashing. I'm a decent person, so I understand that some things are private, even among family, so I didn't open it. She didn't seem to have a problem doing so, though. Normally, I wouldn't condone such behavior, but in this instance, good on her.
That's how you figured it out. I knew you couldn't have known through normal means. Seriously? Right now, my life is a total mess because of my new wife.
Oh, no, you poor baby. You mean to say after abandoning your wife because of your own laziness, life hasn't been a picnic? What a shock.
Your analysis is not appreciated. After that whole thing, I just left the results without looking. After all, my girl was pregnant, so I figured there was nothing to know. But after the baby was born, we moved. The envelope fell out of a box, and I just kinda looked, not really thinking anything about it. That's when I learned that I cannot actually have children.
Yep, too bad. So whose kid is it after all? Do you know who the biological father is?
Nope. I wish I knew. Even if I ask my wife about it, she won't say anything definitive. From what I've put together, she must have had a couple of guys on the side at the time. She really doesn't seem to know who the actual father is.
Wow. So she had a harem of men, and out of all them, she picked you? You must be the luckiest man alive. Congratulations.
She married me for money, obviously. Also because I'm some dimwit who didn't even notice her cheating until the very end.
Wow. Did she actually say that? I'm kind of impressed. Well, isn't it that great? Two absolutely terrible people got together. I just feel bad for the poor kid. Well, with your salary, you should be able to pay for a divorce, no?
No, I'm broke. If I just had to pay you and our own expenses, maybe, sure. But then this other guy came out and it was a whole thing. He demanded money for the ring and everything. She threatened to leave me if I didn't pay the guy.
And you did? Wow. Your stupidity knows no bounds. You should have just broken it off with her.
At the time, I was in love with her. Not to mention she was having a kid. I couldn't bring myself to do it. On top of that, she takes my whole paycheck. She says it's for the kid, but she uses it all on herself.
And what does her mother have to say about the whole situation?
In the beginning, she hated my wife over it, but after she cooled down, she became fine with it. She wanted a grandkid, and since I can't even have any children, she doesn't care whose kid it is. Now they're like best friends. They go out together all the time, just the two of them and the kid.
I see. I guess that makes sense. As long as she has a grandchild, she's not going to sweat the details, I guess. I guess with all the piled against you, there's no way you could divorce.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen. On top of that, my wife is my mother's friend's daughter and everything. I can't say anything about anything. And what about you? It's only been a few years, and you already have a new husband and kid? Isn't that a little too fast? You had a boyfriend too, didn't you?
I don't want to be accused of anything by a man who dances around about getting his mistress pregnant. I went back to my hometown to look for work. Got a job with a great boss. We fell in love and got married, that's it.
Like that could happen. It's not some daytime soap opera. I think you're being tricked.
Don't lump me in with you. I actually have a brain. My husband is so cute. If I flirt with him a little, he turns completely red. I can read him like a book. You think a guy like that can cheat? Even when he wants to surprise me with something, he can't help himself. He always tells me everything.
Okay, I get it. I don't need to hear anymore. Why are you the only one who gets to be happy?
I think they call it karma. You are gross, weak, wretched men who did terrible things. Of course, the results of those actions are going to catch up with you sooner or later.
I don't believe in karma. You married me, and then you just sat at home. I paid for everything the whole time we were married. You were living off my hard work.
Sure, that was because of you working. But who supported you while you were working? Who was the one who made sure all you had to worry about was work? When you come home and just throw your clothes on the floor? Served every meal, cleaned every plate, vacuumed, laundry. Errands for 3 years, you didn't do a single thing in the house. All the food in the house, a clean bathtub, pressed shirts. You think that all happened automatically?
Sorry.
Just because your life has taken a turn for the worse doesn't mean you should take it out on others. If you keep blaming everyone else, nothing will ever change. I suggest you spend less time complaining and more time thinking about what to do right in your life. Not that I think a person like you is actually capable of it. So anyway, this is the last time we'll ever speak. I'm blocking you. Bye. After that, I blocked my ex-husband. I heard through the grapevine that he's still living the same way. He's still putting up with it for his mommy's sake. But how long will that last, I wonder? I'm sure one of these days he's going to explode. After moving, I found out I was pregnant with our second child. My family is getting bigger and our happiness grows every day. I can't wait to see what the future holds.